Video games have been a big part of my life since forever. Like, what's better than being able to experience tons of thrilling things from the comfort of your home, while also being able to challenge yourself and others? The stories, the visuals, the mechanics, the communities, the Steam summer sales. When I think about it, it's no wonder my life used to revolve around gaming. Not only was it fun, but it was also a good way to get to know your classmates, for example. You know, everyone joins a party in Hypixel and goes to Skywars. That's what it's all about. But in the last couple of years, I have started to take a couple of steps back from it. Usually when you distance yourself from something, your perspective on it changes quite a bit, which is what I want to share with y'all today. Who else here had those introductory classes or icebreakers at school, you know, to get to know your new classmates? I'm sure everyone had, and I'm also sure that one of those questions was, what are your hobbies? Now me and almost every boy in the class had gaming as one of their answers, if not their only one. And even back then, I just found it kinda lame. For some reason I felt like gaming doesn't constitute as a hobby as much as like a sport or playing an instrument. And I've finally been able to put it in the words why I felt like this. Video games are easy fun. Normally when you game, you don't have to go anywhere, you don't have to be or talk to anyone, and you don't need to exercise. These matter a lot because it makes the activity very low bar, easy to start. But hey, with playing an instrument, it's the same thing. The reason gaming seems a lot more fun than playing an instrument is because video games are meant to be fun. Do you think the person who came up with the piano in the 1700s thought about making it easy to learn and rewarding as possible? Add a little XP bar there and a little battle pass there too. So a lot of mental work might be needed to beat obstacles in a game. You're often rewarded for your efforts in a quick fashion, as a conscious effort to keep you motivated. Not to mention how every game has a tutorial, often making sure that even the total newbies learn the basics. With a lot of other hobbies, you don't really have that unless you got a coach. Thus, devoting hours and hours on gaming every week just doesn't sound as respectable as someone who makes donuts in Blender or plays basketball. Because those things are not meant to be fun. They take discipline. And what do you think of someone who got a lot of discipline? Yeah, you obviously respect that. It's a respectable trait. What is your favorite gaming memory? Is it when you unlocked a part of a map that surpassed all of your expectations? Was it when you finally finished a game and the end credits rolled and you just sat there marinating the amazing story? Maybe you shared the memory with someone. Maybe you were sitting on the couch. Maybe it happened over Skype. The point is, every gamer has one. And oftentimes these memories are what fuels us to seek new games, new experiences, new memories. Back when I used to watch a lot of gaming videos, I think every month I would find a new video on my homepage titled something like, why video games aren't fun anymore? And every time the views surpassed like 200k. So it's pretty clear that pretty much like a majority of gamers feel this, or if not, a very large portion. What I found funny is how determined some people are to fix this issue. If you couldn't play video games ever again from this day forward, would it really be that bad? Why do you have to fix this? Understand that it will never hit the same way ever again. The thing is, your expectations grow as you experience more mind-blowing stuff. It's like a hunger that grows the more you eat. It is not sustainable. And that is exactly how addictions work. A lot of people are on a constant search to find the next game or the next mod. It's almost like squeezing the same lemon for years. Like, get out there and find more fruits. The only demographic I would recommend video games to are people who never played video games. Because for them, learning to play a certain game is much harder than for a dedicated gamer. They also find a lot more enjoyment in it because, well, it's new for them. This means that it requires more from their brains, which makes them grow. It's been shown that doing hard activities makes it less likely to get dementia later on, so video games could be a way to help the process. However, if you already played games your whole life, it will have diminishing returns because you're pretty good at video games by now. The final reason I don't like video games is that it's addictive and it's a waste of time. The thing with video games is that you're not just wasting the time when you're playing the game, but also when you think about playing it. When you play a lot of games, it's pretty much 24/7 distraction for you. First you play it, then you think about it, then you wanna play it, and then you repeat. I actually believe that for me there will always be something better to do than boot up a game. I feel like video games have gotten way too much spotlight in my life. Me spending more time on video games would be the same as donating money to Jeff Bezos. But some people don't view it the same way, and I honestly think that they are probably right. I still listen to music and watch YouTube and justify it by saying that it's entertaining. However, a lot of people really don't enjoy video games that much, but still spend a lot of money and time on them. There are many reasons people do this. One reason is that they used to like video games as a kid and they almost wanna make their younger self proud by getting all the achievements and buying all the video games. It's already a very ingrained habit for them. And the other reason is that it's a nice distraction. You don't have to think about unpleasant things. I know some of you are wondering how to get rid of impulsive gaming. I probably played like 20 hours of video games in the last half a year. So yeah, I'm gonna tell you how I did it. This might not completely destroy your habit, but I think everyone can still benefit from the main takeaways. The first one is pretty basic. Delete the games. If you have a situation where you might wanna play the game again, you can go to the games folder directory and delete some of the files. The other thing that helped me was big changes in life. The environment has a big effect on what you do habitually. That's why so many struggled during school from home. It was so much harder to focus during classes while you were in your bedroom, which you already associate with chilling. This is why spending more time outside, or at least know where you game, can help massively in reducing the temptations. Change of your surroundings isn't the only helpful change you can get. At the beginning of this year, I got a job. Suddenly I had so much less free time, which made me a lot more critical on how I was gonna spend my time at home. I had fewer moments at home where I was bored. Usually when you're bored, you do the dumbest things. The final thing I did was I took a notebook and I wrote down all the things that made games so fun and important to me. It could be a Word document, Google Docs document, whatever. The point is, you list all the reasons you want to play a certain game. For me, the number one game at the time was Football Manager. When I wrote down a reason I wanted to play the game, I also wrote like a counter argument, kinda to speak some sense to myself. I know I kinda called this a letter to gaming, as if it was more personal, but I think nothing is more entertaining than calling people out. Hey, I know it's not easy to like quit gaming if you're just unemployed and at home, or you don't have any friends and so on. It's really tough, but I'm gonna say that it's the little wins every day that kinda, what's the word? They stack up. Okay. Goodbye.